No Ayala, 935 KDA Power 106. You see what's in the background. We are out here live from the LA Rams practice. This Sunday is the big game in New Orleans against the Saints. I'm talking about the NFC Championship game. So what we're going to do, we're going to watch them practice. We're going to talk to some of the coaches. We're going to hear from some of the players. So check this out.
What do you think you'll bring that the Rams didn't have that first time around?
I think all of us just preparing for the game different. It's a huge game, so everybody's having real sharp meetings, and we all gonna bring a little something different to the table.
When you were with the Broncos, I think you guys had some success playing in dome stadiums and these kind of atmospheres. What does it take? What do you feel the key is to dealing with that kind of atmosphere? And have you been able to talk to your teammates about kind of what to expect and how to handle it?
I mean, we've been there before, so it's gonna be a hostile environment. We know both teams playing well, so just got to go in there, play our best football.
Do you enjoy playing in those kind of environments, even though they're tough for visiting teams, especially maybe at the Superdome? Does that give you guys, you know, kind of an extra oomph, if you know, that you get up also as well as the Saints?
Yeah, I don't think nobody needing like no extra oomph for the NFC chip, but as a defense, man, we like playing and it's gonna be quiet. We can talk, we can communicate good. So as a defense, we enjoy it.
Having been with Coach McVay early in Tampa Bay and being with Coach Phillips in Denver, now sort of bringing everyone together, how are you feeling about, you know, what you've learned in the past and where you're at now as far as bringing the group together to make magic?
I feel like we're playing good football right now, man. We all got good experience. We learned a lot, man. Don't have time to go through everything that I learned since Tampa, you know. So, but we all learned a lot. We'll be ready to go on Sunday.
Aqib, you've been pretty consistent all along in saying, you know, you didn't seek to be a leader. But do you notice when guys kind of gravitate toward you, and even in these moments, playoff moments and such, do they kind of keep an eye on you?
I really don't, man. I just be myself. You know, I just be myself, communicate with guys, ask questions in the meeting room, and I don't know. Y'all do the outside looking in. So, I mean, maybe if I was on the outside looking in, I'd see it, but I just be myself.
When CJ came over, did you tell the guys that, watch this guy, he might have that type of impact on this team from what you've seen before?
Yeah, I did.
And what type
I
of...
definitely told him.
And, you know, what do you remember about when he was with you in Denver in the Super Bowl?
I just know, man, he an ultimate competitor, and he going to run the football hard. And the bigger the game, the more he going to give you, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I know about him, and that's what he's doing for us.
What makes Michael Thomas tough as a wide receiver?
He got a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, anytime you're a receiver, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's going to take you to the next level, man. Then he's big, he's fast, he got great hands, great body control.
Going back to CJ, Todd handled that really well, and that could go different ways sometimes. Sometimes egos get involved, but he didn't. What does that say about him and what you guys have built here?
We predicated on we, not me, you know, so it's we, not me, man. So Todd understand this. He like it. I mean, he actually like it, you know, so he happy with it. He fresh.
Aqib, you played with Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Hall of Fame guys. What's the difference when you're facing a guy like Breeze, a certain Hall of Famer, as a corner? I mean, do they do something in particular different?
Yeah, I mean, they veterans in the game, man. Most of them, you're talking about Hall of Fame, you're talking about veterans in the game. So they're going to know you're doing a lot of stuff before you do it, you know. They're going to have counters off what you're doing. So they're going to be ready to adjust, and you got to be ready to adjust as well.
Aqib, Steve White over here. And looking back at the film of the first game, they snuck some tight ends who got some touchdowns out in the first half. What about, you know, the tight ends in this game, and also Alvin Kamara and kind of the run receiving roles he have?
We looked at it. You know, we definitely watched the tape a bunch of times. Watched really they for the most part, their season, and we're aware that the tight ends, anybody can get active in this offense. It's Drew Brees, man, so he finds everybody. So gotta have everybody covered. Simple as that.
And also, you've won championships. You've been on quality teams. It seems like the one tangible thing they tend to say about championship teams is that they've got high IQ players.
Mm-hmm.
What about this team? You know, when you see CJ come in here and pick up the offense right away, just on every level or both sides of the ball, about the intelligence of the players on this team?
I think we got a very intelligent team from offense to defense. We switch stuff up, play things different week to week, and as long as we communicate in the game, we always know it, but as long as we communicate in the game and get on the same page, it always turns out well for us.
Aqib, you've been down this road before. What have you told your teammates about the do's and don'ts and what to and what not to look for as you get to this stage of the contest?
The less mistakes is going to win the game. So we just got to be sharp throughout the week, get all the mistakes out the way throughout the week so our communication could be impeccable on Sunday.
Yeah, CJ, we were just talking to Aqib, and you, like he, have been down this road before. What are the do's and don'ts or the potholes that you can give to your teammates about what to look out for at this stage of the game?
This is my first one on the road, so it's road football. You know, we got to stay ahead of the sticks. It's still playoff football too, so gotta win on third down, win in the red zone. Some things that I told my team, and just don't let the emotions, get you riled up. And it's gonna be a lot of things going on the outside in the beginning of the game, building up to the game. So just stay focused and do your job.
Why do you think you and the relationship you have with Todd has meshed so well?
I think we respect each other's games. We respect each other as players, what I've done in this league and what he's done in this league and what he's accomplished and what have I. And, I ask questions, he asks questions. I think that would help us. I think also just knowing him a little bit, in our times of, playing in the league and playing running back, knowing him a little bit, having a relationship helps. But I think seeing how he works and seeing how it works, I think it puts us together, and it's been going well so far.
CJ, people always talk about how you have such a knack for the angles of running. You see the holes where you're supposed to go, and I know a lot of study goes into that. But how much of that is instinctive, you think?
I hope it's instinctive. I hope it is. I put a lot of time in with the tape, and I try to take the game and life, and put it in one, if that makes sense. There's certain things that just makes common sense, like with body motion and how people are moving and how people can tackle you and what they're supposed to do. And I try to go through that as fast and as quickly as I can when I'm running the ball or when I see a front on certain, blitzes and different things or coverages when I'm trying to help JG when I'm in there. So, I think some of it's instinct, but a lot of it is just I think a lot of it's instinct. Tape helps, but I think a lot of it is some just common sense on the human body, to be honest.
CJ, there's been a tendency in the NFL to maybe overlook the running back position or underplay the running back position. What you guys were able to do on Saturday, and do you think that maybe opened some eyes that it's a worthy investment to put money in the running back position?
I think so. I mean, you got one of the best backs in the game in Todd, and what do you do? I mean, 21 touchdowns this year is just unbelievable. It's not too many people who have accomplished that or have done that in this league at all. And O-line played really amazing. And it works both ways. As we saw Zeke, if Zeke had a little help last week, then we can see Zeke game flourish. It's what that next step and that next level what the running back position does, which is protection and catching the ball out of the backfield, which me and Todd do very well. But what makes Todd so great is the home run ability and taking that the next step instead of making it an 18, 19-yard gain, 35-yard touchdown, things like that. So I think it's a great investment depending on who the back is.
CJ, this is your third team this season. Why do you think you're such a good fit for this Rams team?
I think one is the system. I've been in the system, and I've been successful in this system. Two, it's nothing with the players. Like, players in all locker rooms were great. The hunger and trying to win football games and trying to put good tape together, I think all that was great. I just think circumstances and timing, Denver was cap space. Carolina put their faith in Christian McCaffrey, who had a hell of a year, arguably might be the offensive player of the year this year. And then Oakland get 2 linemen hurt, and they got to protect their franchise quarterback for their future. So it's just the circumstance and the timing, and it was just my turn that year. I think that was the difference. Obviously, with all those 3 teams, all GMs, all head coaches said the same thing, didn't want to let me go, but that's kind of how it worked.
How much did the fresh legs help you, and are they still fresh?
I'm the freshest running back in the league. I'm not going to say they're still fresh, but I'm fresher than Mark and Alvin and Todd for sure. So I think it helps a lot. I mean, I've played, over 1,000 snaps or 600-700 snaps in this league, and when you get to this point of the league, this point of the season, you start to weigh back, and I'm out there flying around on practice, just being a kid, having fun, and part of it I look faster than everybody else. Part of it because I'm fresh.
Todd, where do you? Todd.
It's all right.
No, CJ, where do you think your offense is going to find success against the Saints defense?
Like I said, I think we got to try to find a way to run the ball. Whether we did what we did last week or we just want to be efficient on first down, stay ahead of the sticks. Hostile environment. We got to put Sean in good positions to make great play calls, and that's not 2nd and 15 or that's not negative plays on first down. Where the crowd can get really into it. Don't try to put ourselves in too much 3rd and long. That's a tough thing for us too, just because the hostile environment we're walking into in New Orleans. So I think that's the biggest part. That's going to be success, and that's going to give us a chance.
As far as your arrival here, down here in Los Angeles, and the impact you've had, have you felt the impact of Los Angeles on you as well, as far as the city?
Nah, not really. I stay to myself, man. The Rams got me in a hotel. I just stay in a hotel. I'm out here to play football. That's really it. I'm not sure. Really, no disrespect to the city. I mean, I'm from the Bay Area. No disrespect to Los Angeles, but I came here. They signed me, just trying to win a championship. So I'm just focused on my job and what I got to get done.
See, CJ, a lot of times when offenses are functioning like this one, it's because the head coach or whomever really explains the opposing defense as well. Not just film study, but tendencies, player things like that. What have you found here, just in terms of the way Sean McVay explains it, maybe other guys on the team, knowing what you're facing, especially in a run defense on Sunday? I
think the biggest thing is kind of reminds me when I was in Denver in 15 was just the room. Minus the coaches. Our coaches does a hell of a job, but, John Sullivan and Andrew Whitworth and Todd and myself, and I think we all got a good knack of the game and a good feel of the game, and we all communicate and talk to each other, whether that's in-game adjustments on the sideline or, when we're putting the hours of tape in. So I think that's one of the things that separates this team compared to other teams that I've been on this past season, like you were saying. I think that's one big separation is the accountability and the ownership that the teammates take. So.
And we also we're talking about you and Todd as a tandem, but we've only seen you together for one game. So there's only one game of film on you guys. Is that enough for the Saints to study, or do you think
I think
you have
so.
plenty?
I think
you don't have anything up your sleeve as to where
there's nothing. I mean, I ain't gonna say we had nothing up our sleeve. I mean, there's obviously things that me and Todd ain't got a chance to show, depending on how the game is going. But one game, you got good coaches. Coach Allen is a good coach. He's going to have his boys ready to go. I played Coach Allen plenty of times, especially when he was a head coach in Oakland. And I think one game, and then that helps too, right? Coach Allen played against me, so he knows me understanding. And, he got a chance to play Todd earlier this season, got a chance to play him last year. So I just think one game where it's win or go home and all the New Orleans Saints have to do is study the Rams, I think some of those coaches will find a way. Now let's just hope the players don't buy in all the way.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Good. Rob, can you talk a little bit about your level of anxiousness going into this weekend and how you're going to have to try and control your emotions?
Just very excited. Sat home, watched the game Sunday, find out who we're going to play. Great matchup. Was watching the Saints play. Love their energy. I look forward to that matchup, just seeing a great opponent for us to match up against. Been a lot of studying their film, and just can't wait for Sunday for a championship type game.
Rob, a lot of guys on this team got their first playoff victory last week. Whit and Sue have been getting a lot of attention for that, long careers. You've had shorter career, but that was your first as well. What have you learned about playoff football over the last couple of years, and what can you take into this game?
Yeah, just from last year, playing Atlanta, I know a lot of media people was just talking about the experience and how that factored into the game. And being a young guy, I was just saying it's still a football game, but just learning from that experience. Our win last week is about situational football, just executing and protecting the ball. Every situation is key. Third downs, fourth down, red zones. You got to capitalize on every opportunity in these playoffs.
Robert, two-part question right here.
I'm lost in here.
Hey,
Here we
buddy.
go.
Two-part question for you. First, how different has the offense been since, and the receiving corps specifically, since Cooper Kupp went down? Obviously, Josh has been used, Tyler, Gerald. And then in that Week 9 matchup without Cooper. There was some third downs, specifically in that second quarter. You guys were trailing that Jared was looking for you, that you guys didn't convert on, that had you converted, maybe that game goes differently. How does that go differently in those situations on Sunday?
Just exactly what you said. Finding those matchups. We missed out on those opportunities. Study those chances and find out how to beat our opponent. We were in a critical situation last time we played them. Some tough opportunities for our receivers to change and impact the game. But this game is everybody's fully confident in our ability. Just being able to bounce back and come back how we did last time was very key. But just this game would be very big for our receivers to make plays throughout the game. Yeah, and then without Cooper, just making plays. We got Josh stepping in. We're using a lot more 12 personnel with Gerald Everett. But just getting our guys the ball, making Jared feel comfortable, spreading the ball around, having every guy touch the ball, whether it's in the run or in the pass, keep their defense on edge.
Robert, when you look at the Saints defense, what kind of challenge do they present for you guys as an offense?
A fast unit. They play well. They get after the quarterback. Their defensive backs, play pretty well, attacking the receivers. A good group who communicates well. But I think we're the same type of offense. We're a good group. We play well. We play fast. We communicate well. I think they do some good things well, but I think we're gonna put some stress on them, and it's gonna be a good game, good matchup.
What do you think has to happen on offense for you guys to stress them, out of the gate?
Be ourselves, completely do everything we've been doing, and really just mimic the second half of that game. Be able to bounce back. We were down 21 trailing, and I think from that point, I think that's the kind of football we have to play. Attack them, be ourselves, run the ball well, spread the ball on the edge, and, of course, finish our drives with touchdowns.
Robert, Steve White over here. That's kind of a good jump-off point because you saw how you guys played when you rallied back to tie that game.
Yeah.
Going to this weekend, Jared Goff is probably the quarterback who's going to have the most question marks, that big balloon over his head of all these games. The way he played that game and the way he's bounced back from the way he played in the two losses you've had, what have you seen from him to make you think he's not going to be that dude who doesn't step up in the moment?
Just staying poised. Just in the losses we had, he was able to stand tall, always being able to deliver the ball, and whether the rush was getting there or just plays breaking down, he always was our leader, always stood tall. And in critical situations, up, down, trailing 21, he was our leader. He was our guy to get us back in the game. So coming in, just being in those trials and tribulations with him, being in those roller coasters up and down. Jared's our guy. No question marks here on top of our head. Really just going into that game, full confidence in Jared, full confidence in his offense and his team. Really, no question marks should be held on this team on Sunday.
And every time you guys have lost to an opponent, the first thing in the locker room that we hear is you can't wait to see them again.
Yeah.
What is the feeling about facing the Saints again, especially with what's at stake?
They gave us our first loss, but really, I feel like all of that was last season. I feel like this playoff season is a whole new season for us. Not really redemption. It's they're in our way. They're in our road to success, to the Super Bowl. We have to go through the Saints. We have to beat them. They're the number 1 seed. They're at home. They got the fan base. They got it all. But we bring in our offense, bring in our defense, bringing our guys into their place, and should leave victorious.
Robert, in the Superdome, with that noise, how do you deal with that as a receiver? Do you hear it, or is it completely blocked out and you're just in your own world? How does it affect you, if at all?
Yeah, completely blocked out in my own world. You're not hearing the fans or the crowd until after the play. Possibly, since we're playing away, hopefully it's silent when we're making these plays. Just keep their fans quiet, keep making plays, keep scoring touchdowns, make that stadium ours. But we know it's going to be a great atmosphere. It's a championship game at their place. They're going to be, telling their fans, be loud and show up. But as expected, the game is in between the lines, not outside. The crowd shouldn't have an impact, and it won't have an impact.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
Is there anything you can take from your first match against the Saints back in week, like mid-season, that will help you in the championship game?
For sure. We broke that down. We watched film. We seen our mistakes, things we needed to fix, and things we did good at. So watching that film, breaking down that film, Coach coming with a great game plan this week, so we just got to go out there, execute it, and get ready for a big game.
Aaron, Sean said that Ndamukong Suh had his best game of the year against the Cowboys. Just like as a member of that front, did you feel like you guys were perhaps working as well together as a group as you have all season?
I feel like we've been playing good together all year. We communicate well. It's a big game, big stage, and he made his plays when the plays presented itself, and that's what you expect from you guys. So that's why he's here, to make plays like that for us and win big games, and he did that. So.
But especially against the run last week. It seemed like you guys just were playing at the next level. As a group, what enabled you to do that?
We were just swarming, playing gap sound, everybody doing their job how they're supposed to, 11 hats at the ball, and, when you do that, good things come out there. So,
Aaron, with a quarterback like Drew Brees, so experienced, does he present a different kind of challenge for you personally and as a pass rusher?
Well, anytime you play against a great quarterback like that, he's going to do things that, a normal quarterback ain't going to do. So we know what to expect. We try to do what we got to do to, try our best to make him uncomfortable and get after him. And, but we got to stop the run first before we think about rushing the passer. So we got two great backs. We got to slow down and trying to find a way to stop. And after we do that, we get after the quarterback and trying to put some pressure on him. So.
With him, when you say he does things other quarterbacks don't do, is that like pocket presence or anything that you can kind of identify without giving away?
A little bit of everything. He's a great quarterback. He's been doing it in the league a long time. Had a lot of success, won Super Bowl. So we got our hands full. We just got to do our job. So.
Aaron, Steve, right here. You talk about going out there and doing your job. When you kind of go back and look at the film, they try to test you in the run game inside between the tackles. I'm sure you guys have gone over that. What about their insistence on trying to challenge you, and now you guys get another opportunity to stuff things?
Well, this is what you wanted. We wanted to have opportunity to play these guys again. They got us the first time, and what better stage to do it now? So, like I said, we got a great game plan. We made mistakes early when we played them, and that hurt us. You can't do that when you play good teams. So, we know what we got to do. We know we got to expect. So, on a big stage like this, so close. We got to just leave it all out there.
And also, when you play someone like Brees, is this one, we hear different types of rushes. Some of it you want to rush the quarterback like a picket fence, and sometimes you want to get through the gap and just get to him. With Brees, what is more of the approach? Is it kind of rush as a wall, or?
We got a game plan. We're going to stick to it, and we're going to get after him. So.
With guys like Kamara and Ingram in particular, what do they do to put stress on defenses that's different and the same?
They can do everything. They can bounce outside. They can run in between the tackles. They can catch the ball at the backfield. So when you got then you got two backs that can do the similar things. So you just got to try to bottle them up and find ways to slow them down and stop them if that's in the run game or the pass game. So we're gonna have our hands full with that. So, but like I said, we got to get a great game plan. Everybody's flying around. Everybody's hungry. So we're feeling confident.
Well, there you have it. The game is this Sunday. We heard from some players. We heard from some coaches. I can't wait, man. All I got to say is go Rams. No Ayala checking in for 935 KD and Power 106. Peace.